Good morning. Welcome to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. This is show number 35. Thank you so much for being with us. Of course, we are broadcasting from the My Michigan TV studios in Troy, Michigan. And thank you so much for being with us. Of course, if you can't always watch the show, you can catch us on the go as you're traveling for summer vacation. Make sure you catch us on Apple or Spotify, even Amazon Music. You can even ask your Alexa to play Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you so much for being with us. Of course, it has been humid, it has been hot, it's been a little bit cool, it's been a lot of different temperatures, but I don't know about you, but it has definitely affected me. And in our Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise segment, of course, I am with Deanna Grove. And Deanna, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
From Drip IV, right?
Yes.
And the hydration.
Yeah.
And
did I say that? But in West Bloomfield, yes.
Yes, in West Bloomfield. So it's, it's summertime. We're just getting our groove on.
That's
so,
great.
Listen, I know, and I do come and get an IV every now and then. Of course, my B12 shots. Everyone knows I love those.
Yeah. Your beauty bag.
My beauty bag. Everyone needs a beauty bag. But the whole idea of getting hydrated can actually do so much for you. And me, prone to migraines, it is a big deal sometimes when you know you're dehydrated and you don't want to go to ER, you don't want to go to urgent care.
Yeah.
Come see you.
Absolutely. And I'm housed between 3 emergency rooms.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's much nicer to have a little bit of a lounge chair, a massage chair.
It's like a spa setting
as
opposed to alarms and beepers and all that stuff going off. But for anyone who's never seen you or been into your spa center, tell me what they should expect. Yeah,
so what you can expect is good quality care. I think that's first and foremost. Yes, there is a spa setting. Yes, you can watch the big screen TVs and just relax and get your beauty back. But we our medical director is Dr. Joel Kahn. He is known not only Michigan-wide, statewide, but he's also known nationally. Mm-hmm. So we work under that scope of practice. And for those of you that don't have any idea what it's like, it would be the exact same IV as if you were to go to the emergency room, right? So you have your normal saline or you have your lactated ringers, just depending on, what your needs are at that moment. You will get hydrated. We do the large bags, the 1,000 milliliter bags. Mm-hmm. Which is really great because you're really going to get hydrated, right? You're really going to get that.
You feel it pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the reason why is because the intention of it is to bypass all of this, right? And to go right to where the source is. I don't know that a lot of people realize that the intention of drinking water or taking supplements and nutrition is to actually get to the bloodstream, right? So when you bypass all of that and you go right there, yes, it is immediate and you do get hydrated. It's really important, especially with our summer temperatures. People that work out, people that
or even work outside, right? If you're working outside and it's really humid and you've got to, you've got to watch it. And if you don't like to drink water, what about the people who don't like to drink water?
Well, and that's a thing. I think years ago you could say I don't like to drink water, and you weren't part of the uncool club.
Yes.
Now, if you say that, you're part of the. You don't even say it now.
No, you don't.
People, you just don't even admit it, right? But it's a thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't like to drink water, and if you don't like it, you're just not going to do it.
No, but you need it. So this is one way to get what you need.
Exactly. This is definitely a way to get what you need. You can get one once a week if you want. Typically, people get them 1, maybe 2 times a month, depending on if there's an additional need. We have a monthly membership that you can have so that you can use it truly as a part of your wellness journey.
And, part of this is also self-care.
That's exactly what it's about.
Right?
It's exactly about self-care, and understanding. And as time moves forward and we learn about health and wellness, and we have segment shows like this to help us understand that
That's why you're in our Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise
segment.
Thank
you. And, we didn't have these 20, 30, 40 years ago segments like this. So this is very helpful, and thank you for bringing it to attention, because what a lot of people don't realize is that even just medications, if you are just on even one medication, it dehydrates you. that is dehydrating. If you're have any, like our seniors, right?
For sure.
Our seniors, we are always telling them, you got to drink, they know they need to drink, but they often
have a hard time, right?
They have a hard time.
Yes.
They have throat issues, or they may have digestive issues. And if you're wondering, well, how does water affect your digestion? Well, you have an option to choose different IVs that have nutritional products in it.
Well, yeah, it's funny. We were joking about the beauty bag because that really is one with collagen and stuff, right?
Biotin.
Oh, biotin.
It has biotin in it for hair, skin, and nails.
Right,
yeah.
So, but for the elderly or somebody who may be immunocompromised, this is important, and you have the different nutrients that can help.
Absolutely. And again, it bypasses the digestive system, right? So people might think, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Everything I do makes me sick to my stomach.
Right.
We're not going through your stomach. That's the beauty of it.
Okay, so that brings me to another point. Some people are afraid of needles.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute.
Yeah, so I understand. So you can get needleless IVs, but you got to come in and I'll tell you how.
She's like,
I'll tell you how. And you've been through that.
Yep,
you can actually go on our Facebook page and you can see a video of you, Brooke, getting your beauty bag and actually watch it happen. It's for just quick second.
It's so quick.
Yeah,
it's so quick, and the benefits outweigh that tiny poke. I understand people have fears. I'm not negating that.
Absolutely.
But it really is. It is so worth it in the end to come. And it is a relaxing setting.
Yeah.
And even somebody who's expecting a baby, right?
Yeah, so we have a lot of our local OB-GYNs who understand very well that when a pregnant mom, she gets very dehydrated. Baby takes everything, and that water too, right? Water, it's like, get used to it. No.
Yes, exactly. You'll never eat again.
Not a hot meal anyways.
No, not.
But so we have our pregnant moms that come in and they will get hydrated, either saline or lactated ringers, and if the advice of their regular physician who's taking care of them, they can get a Super B, which helps get those B vitamins in them as well, at the recommendation of their physician, of course.
Right. Okay, so what I love about this, you can make an appointment, but you can also walk in.
Yes, you can absolutely walk in. Yep, and we're located in the Boardwalk Plaza on Orchard Lake Road, kind of by Maple, not too far from Maple Road, but we're by the ever so famous Stage Deli, so you can certainly
have lunch
or get your lashes done.
Exactly.
We're in a beautiful plaza there.
That plaza is lovely. And then go get ice cream.
I'm not going to authorize that.
Okay. Yes. Like my kids, they're like, you get the IV. I'm going to get ice cream.
Exactly.
Well, listen, Deanna, thank you so much for being here. It's so important what you do. Give me the website.
dripiv.com.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yes. This is our Great Lakes Made in the Making segment, and you might notice the name is a little different because we are right here. They've already had their groundbreaking, but we're going to follow them through this whole process. I'm with Nina. She is one of the founders here, and Nina, you're going to walk me through a couple of these renderings about what Aya House at Motor City Mimosa is all about.
Absolutely. So this first one, first of all, these are absolutely gorgeous. Kamisha Zaid of Edge Design, she's our designer, and she created these beautiful renderings, almost as beautiful as the art in here. But anyway, so this one is a representation of where the kitchen and the cafe bar area will be, which will be right underneath the stairs. So as soon as you came in to the left right now, you see the curtains kind of like blocking it off. And that is what will eventually replace that area. It'll have a beautiful bar so people can actually come up and enjoy their food and beverage, and it'll have a small kitchen back there. So when people are coming to eat, like just during, our actual open hours or during an event or whatever have you, this is where they'll be. They can order their food here, get it, and then either stay there or they'll be able to come out into the other areas and sit. So this is the kitchen cafe area.
Okay, the kitchen cafe area. We are walking this way now. I'm walking backwards. Okay, so this one, what is this?
So when you very first came in, there was another curtain to your right. We love the curtains, yes, because the curtains, they kind of hide and then big reveal, right? Exactly. So we are very committed to our community in a number of ways, and one of the ways that shows up is in being able to have our local business owners, artists, creators, artisans be able to showcase and highlight and sell their products with us. So we'll have a shop that's next to our reception area, so that when folks come in, they can see all the beautiful things that we have to offer, in addition to our actual products, whatever we may have, which we're not going to reveal yet, but it'll be there. Similar to some of the merchandise that you see there. Just to give an example, we had that on Saturday, but that's what'll be there in our shop. So you come in, you'll be able to see what's new that week, purchase, support a local artisan, a local business owner, and then go about the rest of your day at home.
Okay, and now we're going over here now. Okay, so this is your last one.
Yes, so this is a representation of this open area here. And so in the center, it'll be more like kind of comfy, cozy seating that is kind of like that when we were talking about earlier, like that feeling of home. So it'll have that comfortable seating here, and then over toward that area, it'll have cafe seating and also seating that will kind of like give the folks in that area an access point to look at the stage. So you see the stage will be here, and this is where all the entertainment will take place. So on Saturday, that's where we had our cellist and our violinist and the DJ. So that is kind of where the entertainment will take place. In addition to the seating for the folks that have grabbed their food, they can come over there, eat, finish working, collaborate, do whatever they choose to, but it'll be very open and varied. So if depending on what kind of vibe you need that day, what kind of workspace you need, or what kind of interaction you're doing, you can be able to sit in multiple different areas that kind of suit your needs.
So are you going to have open mic? You're going to have like stand-up comedians? Because I've always wanted to try my hand at that.
First.
I'll think about it. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to move over to this side and with Taquian. And Taquian, tell me what this is.
So this will be our sort of office area. So we'll be able to allow our members, our guests, to come, and if they need to print, if they need to mail, we'll have mailboxes. So if they need an address or just someone to receive mail, which is a big thing, we'll be able to do that in this area. And yeah, so this is our sort of office area for our members.
You know, it's so interesting too, because the feel here is so like homey, like we've already mentioned, but you can actually come here and get things done. And that will be exciting, right? Okay, so so this one.
All right, yes. So getting things done is very important to both of us. We're very, action oriented, as you can imagine, putting together a whole event in 2 weeks. But this area is kind of where we just left, and so it'll be multi-purpose. The glass doors will be sort of our offices. We'll also have a space if folks that'll also be enclosed. It's not pictured that way here, but this will be a private sort of conference room as well. So folks that want to have a board meeting or just a team meeting and they need that privacy, we want to keep that open concept feel, so we're not throwing up any drywall. We're only doing this sort of glass look feel, so that when there's not a meeting or anything, we'll have the drapes open and it'll still be that open concept feel, but when there's a meeting, you can close the drapes, so it's still beautiful, still dramatic, because Nina and I are dramatic. But this is sort of the co-working private office area, and we'll duplicate that on both sides.
Okay. So the maximum capacity here, it seems like it will have more of a open house, like people will come and go as they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. So fire marshal standards, the maximum is 150 for this floor. We had about a little over 80 this past Saturday, and there was ample room and space. So I think that's, we'll probably target like the 100 just to stay safe. But about 150 is like the max that we would.
Okay, well, this place is, the space is beautiful. Of course, the balloons and the curtains and everything, the big reveal, we can't wait. But thank you so much for letting us in and letting us kind of see everything going on in this amazing place. It's absolutely magical.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. This has been great.
Thank you. So I am here with Jacki Roessler. She is a certified divorce financial analyst. And Jacki, when you're going through a divorce or even thinking about a divorce, you need so many things. But the word financial's in your title, and I'm thinking that might be a huge key.
I think it is. So different than a lawyer, a divorce financial advisor works with clients to help them figure out what they're going to look like based on settlement A, B, C in the future. Because you can't ever change your divorce settlement. Once you have it, that's it.
Okay, so then, and that kind of brings us to the topic that when you are thinking of divorce, and you even have said in the past that some people call you before they even file because they want to know if it's feasible.
Exactly. And I think, so first of all, I always think it's feasible for everybody if you're miserable.
Right.
It's just a matter of what do we need to do to cut back. Maybe you're not going to be able to stay in the house that you want to stay in. Or maybe you need to start thinking about getting back into the workforce. But all of those things go into someone going into the process in a confident, mindful way instead of divorce happening to them.
Okay, so real quick, let's talk about the emotional component, because there's a lot of emotions when it comes to money in a divorce, it seems.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's part of the problem. So I always think of myself, and I tell clients, I'm like, if you were dividing up your business, you would want somebody like me involved to help with, how do we actually divide all of these things logically? However, when you're getting divorced, it's not a business, and there's all of this emotional feelings that are swirling around everything. So the house is filled with emotion. Mm-hmm. So it's not just whether or not I can afford it and I'm going to be happy, but I planted the flowers here and I decorated. Yeah, and so. I think that it really takes people from, usually it's a good year, to kind of get a handle on what they really can afford and feel good about what life is going to look like after.
And of course, it's a whole different thing when you have kids, because that's a whole different financial set, right, of what you have to worry about. And of course, we're in the middle of summer, but you really need to plan for summer and all of the extracurriculars and everything way before summer.
You do, absolutely. And I think, again, to me, the most important piece of advice I can ever give to anyone getting divorced is to put together their budget. Now, nobody likes to do that. Nobody likes the word budget. No one wants to think about a budget.
Nobody wants a budget.
Nobody wants a budget. I have a great one on my website if people want to download it. But if you don't know what you spend and what your lifestyle is, you cannot prepare for the future. So it's a very eye-opening experience for anybody who does it. And then once you have the budget, you'll recognize, I've got something on my budget that, like, what are the kids' expenses for clothes? Do you buy clothes every season? How about going to birthday party, for young kids?
Right,
all of
the
those
presents
things,
and
the
all
presents,
of that. Yeah.
all of that needs to be on your budget so that you can make a decision about, when you agree to a settlement, is that going to work for you? Are you going to have enough money to cover all of those things? And so I think that's the most important thing that is often overlooked.
Okay, so you said that people can actually see a budget on your website?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so what is the website?
So it's WrestlerDivorce.com.
Okay, and people can reach out to you if they're thinking about a divorce, going through a divorce, not after a divorce?
Well, even after. I do help after with, there's a lot of loose ends that need to get tied up, and so I often help with that.
Okay, give me the website one more time.
www.WrestlerDivorce.com.
Okay, thanks, Jacki.
Thank you.
And our Caffeinated Act of Kindness this month is Yad Ezra, which is based in Berkeley, and I am with Marcy Fickney. And Marcy, thank you so much for being with us. For anyone who doesn't know what Yad Ezra is, explain it.
So we are a dedicated food pantry. We are located in Berkeley. We serve families in the southeastern Michigan Jewish community, and our mission really is to provide kosher food, household items to help support the health and well-being of our clients. So we are a Jewish food pantry, but we also are an emergency pantry who help anybody in the community for an emergency based on religion or location. So we work with a lot of sister agencies to provide aid so that we can help those clients continue getting assistance.
So if you help somebody maybe one time, and then you give them the resources that they need, that will get them moving along and the help they need.
Right.
So you had mentioned before that you guys actually buy a lot of your stuff, a lot of the food, because of the USDA and the kosher element.
Right. There are unfortunately like a very limited amount of kosher products within the USDA. So for we buy most of our food. We do have a beautiful greenhouse, so we're growing a lot of produce, but that's unfortunately we're buying a lot of our food.
And of course, costs have gone up. Also, the need has gone up.
Yes. So as you know, when you go to the grocery store, right, I mean, like the costs are astronomical. So what's happening is that we have a perfect storm. We have 30% more clients than we did a year ago. And every day we get more and more clients that come and sign up. And then in addition to that, the food costs, costs are 20%, more than 20% higher. So it is. So it's this, conundrum here where, financially for our organization and for our clients that, it's a challenging time.
It's so interesting that it is kind of a farm-to-table experience with the garden that you have. And I think that must make your members or clients feel so good to have that fresh produce in their hands?
During COVID, we surveyed our clients because at that point in time we were doing delivery only, and we had surveyed them. And one of the things that most of the clients said is they miss the fresh produce. So I mean, for us, it is so rewarding to be able to grow herbs and fruits and vegetables and to cut them that day and then hand them out to our clients. So that is a true farm to table. And I mean, who doesn't want farm,
Yes, and
fresh
the smell,
produce?
right?
The
And it's-
smell, yes.
And the integrity element with you is really phenomenal, because you guys take such great care when people come in and how they're allowed to do their shopping list, and then it's brought out to them.
Right. Well, you took a tour of the warehouse, right? So it is a curbside total choice pantry. So the clients have a shopping list. They choose what they want. A volunteer will shop for them. The client returns to their car. This provides the most efficient process and also minimizes the amount of people in our warehouse, and then also provides the most self-respect for our clients. So they interact with very few people. So just in case, we've had times where some of our donors have become clients, and we're very cognizant to make sure that people walk away with a lot of dignity and that don't interact with a lot of people.
Because you wouldn't want them to shy away from getting something that is available to them and what they need.
Right. And we actually have a drive-through window for the utmost confidentiality, which we have a few clients that actually use that too. So they call our warehouse director, he packages their food, and then that's the only person that they would interact with.
Okay, and this food is available once a month?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So once a month, if somebody needed help, they can go to the website.
Correct, yadezra.org, and then they can sign up, or they can call the office, and then one of our staff or volunteers will sign them up.
And then also volunteers, you always need volunteers. So
Volunteers, yes. We are blessed that we have a few hundred dedicated volunteers. We have some volunteers who have been volunteering for years, but for the infrastructure to really run smoothly, we need a lot of people. So we look forward to individuals or groups or corporations, and then this way we have people that can volunteer in the warehouse. They shop for our clients. We do deliveries, and then with our greenhouse also, there's ways where people can do gardening, weeding, picking, planting,
So there's
cleaning.
a lot of opportunities.
There's amazing, yes, for all ages. For children, my children actually have volunteered many times over the years. So for young kids, we may have them bag potatoes or apples, or do things that are age appropriate to them, and then clerical work, and so there are different things that people can do based on their age.
And you know what? I mean, it is service, right? It is giving back, but it's also teaching them a lot of life lessons.
Right. Well, because we're fortunate, and a lot of people in the community aren't. So this allows our kids and our community that want to volunteer to be able to recognize that there are people that could be your next door neighbor that need help.
Right.
And so this is a different way to be able to realize that to give back to. I mean, that's the true fulfillment, right? To be able to help others.
Oh, for sure. So we have the QR code that will be on the screen. Of course, you can, if you need help, you can go to that QR code, right?
Yes, yadezra.org.
If you want to donate, you can go to that QR code, and if you want to volunteer, everything will take you back to the website. So again, thank you so much for being with us, and I'm just so proud every time I drive by, because I live in Berkeley and I see it, and it makes me feel good to know exactly what is happening there. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for coming to the warehouse, and thank you for promoting us this month.
Oh,
We
no,
appreciate
my
it.
pleasure. Thank you.
Of course, today is July 8th, and this is a very interesting day for me. It is 20 years ago today that my previous husband was killed, and I have a lot of people who come up to me and want to talk about grief and say, can you please do a show on grief? And we have addressed it. We have addressed it from the kids' point of view, and I'm hoping to put a show together to really address it in depth, because I can say from personal experience that grief does not go away. It actually just ebbs and flows. And on this 20th anniversary, I can tell you that it's much different than, of course, the first anniversary when he was gone, even the 5th. And you never know when grief is going to sneak up on you. So if you have lost a loved one, or even a relationship, even a job, that all qualifies as grief. And years ago, when I first started out in the broadcasting industry, I was actually out in Sacramento doing a show live, and it was on the topic of grief. And the show was only supposed to run an hour, and we went over because people were actually calling the restaurant because they had so many questions because of the 5 stages of grief. And And I never forgot that. And of course, that was way before George ever died. But then after he died, I remembered that day very well and remembered all of the questions people asked me about grief and how are you feeling, and even for my daughter who was 11 at the time. So I'm telling you all this, one, in honor of George, who has been gone 20 years now, but also in honor of all of you who have lost your loved ones and continue the daily battle of missing them or remembering them, and knowing that you're not alone. So it was just super important to me to be able to acknowledge that and to acknowledge you. Thank you so much for being with us today. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.